hope you're well and thanks for joining me in my kitchen. So today I'm going to show you a very popular recipe that is very close to me. It's something that I used to make with my grandmother who's not with me anymore. It's called Naan Khatai, which is like a melting, it has a melt in your mouth type of texture, and it smells just amazing once you've baked it, and your whole house will be smelling just lovely. Now, like I say, this recipe is very special to me. It's something that we used to make in Ramadan for the festival of Eid. The recipe has been passed down through the generations. It's something I used to make with my grandmother, and I still make this with my mother. There are different variations of Naan Khatai, but I'm going to show you my way and a very easy way to make it. We all love it, and I'm sure you guys will too. So I'm going to go straight into the ingredients. Okay, so what we have here is some plain flour. I've got about 1.5 cups of plain flour, but you may need more or less at the time. I'll go according to that. We've got 1 cup of caster sugar, 1/4 cup of cooking oil, 2 tablespoons of ground almonds, 1/4 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of semolina, 2 tablespoons of jana flour, which is chickpea flour, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cardamom, and some whole almonds, which I'll slice in half, and that's for decoration, and 1/2 cup of ghee. So guys, how I made the ghee was with anchorbutter, and as far back as I can remember, we always made ghee with anchorbutter. My grandmother always used to say that to make ghee, always use this butter because it just gives you such a nice flavor. It gives it, and the smell, the texture, and everything in anything that you use. In the description below, I will write it all up so you guys will know how to make ghee. And if you just want to use butter for this recipe, then all you need is just 1/2 cup of butter, and that will be absolutely fine as well. So we're going to start off with just adding the ghee in our bowl, and our oil as well, and sugar. And guys, you're going to see how easy this recipe is, and honestly it doesn't even take that long to make. So we're just going to whisk this until it's light and creamy. So as you can see guys, it's got really nice and light and creamy, and that's the color that we're looking for. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in the cardamom powder, the chickpea flour, semolina, the ground almonds, and then with a spoon we're just going to mix this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in the flour. Now, when we add the flour in, I'm not going to just throw the whole lot in. We're going to just add them in parts. So let's just add in just a 1/4 there first. And also we're going to add in the bicarb and the baking powder as well. And then we're just going to whisk it slowly. And then that's still soft. So what we want is we want a dough that's not going to be hard and not going to be soft either. So we're going to add a little bit more of the flour and whisk it again. And then now what we're going to do is we are going to use our hands. So I'm just going to take everything and just make sure and just check that the dough is just right. So that's just a little bit too soft. So I'm just going to add just about a tablespoon. And I think that's going to be right now. So let's just make sure we've got everything. Just make it into a dough. Now if you find that it's still too soft, then just add a little bit more flour. Like this. Just mix it again, and once it's all nicely mixed in, you can check it again, and if you still need to add a bit more, then you can. But it's the best thing to do is to add in the flour bit by bit. Just a bit more. So we have actually kind of used most of the flour up anyway. Okay guys, so yeah, that's just right now. I'm happy with that. What we then do is, once it's all mixed in, we're just going to take, now it depends on you what size you want to make these Naan Khatais. So depending on that, you can take the amount of dough. So I'm just going to make them into not too big. So we'll just roll it into this size, like this. We're just going to pop them on our tray. So I'm just going to put some baking paper on the tray. So let me just go and grab that. Okay, so we've got our tray, and we're just going to take some dough and just going to roll that. And I just want to mention, guys, you know, whilst I was making this, even though the dough is raw, I can actually smell the butteriness. It just smells really, really amazing. And it's going to smell even better once we've popped them in the oven and once they're, you know, being baked. So we're just going to place them here. We're going to give ourselves some space as well, because they will expand a little bit whilst they're baking. Now we're also going to preheat our oven as well to 160 degrees, and I will be baking them for about 10 to 12 minutes until they're lightly golden. So make sure you keep an eye on it, because every oven is different. So we're going to carry on doing this for the rest of them. Okay, so now they're done. What we're then going to do is, I've just cut the almonds in half, and then what we're going to do is just take some egg white, and this is so the almonds don't fall off whilst they're in the oven and once they're baking. So we're just going to dip a little bit of the almonds in there, and then we're just going to, in the egg white, sorry, and then we're just going to place it on top like this. And once we've done that, they'll be ready to go in the oven. So I'm going to bake them on 160 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes until they're lightly golden.